basically giving me your perspective that you think down the line the people in San Luis are going to be affected by this. And you're giving a couple examples of where people have been priced out when really wealthy interests. And you were talking about overpopulation. You were talking about just this, and we see this rise in interest in Colorado. And so there definitely seems to be a bigger picture with all this.
Well, the way I see it, it's happened before in New Mexico. If people look at that movie or the book, the Managua Beanfield War, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but there too you had a pretty area in New Mexico. The movie is based off of some true story, that these people were living very simple and lived the way they have for generations. Then a rich guy came in and figured this is a good place for a golf course, good place to build condominiums, but we need the water, we need the land. How do you get the land? You simply tax people out and steal the land from them.
And I look at Costilla County and places like that. That's like very valuable to be able to live somewhere where there's not someone around. So people with the money, once they really discover Costilla County, at some point, I would expect them to be all over it. Maybe there are plans for that. Maybe that's where Louis Bacon's sawmill comes in.
Yes.
That's going to be established in Blanca. I mean, it's really interesting timing for something like that. And that can manufacture a whole bunch of Tim Leggett homes, style homes.
And the people that live in the town of San Luis or even Costilla County that are so eager to kick other people off their land are someday, about maybe 30 to 50 years from now, if I live long enough, I'm going to see it happen to them. Somebody's going to come in there and decide this is a great and beautiful place. I'm going to build my big foo-foo fancy mansion out here. When that happens, then more people are going to come with money. They did it in Aspen. They've done it Manitou Springs in Colorado. I mean, all of the beautiful areas in Colorado when I first moved out here are all being overpopulated with these big mansions and golf courses and condos.
And I noticed over on Highway 12 by La Vida, lots of empty homes. And I was wondering whether the bank was just sitting on those or whether those are just vacation homes for the wealthy.
Vacation homes for the wealthy. That's probably why your friend was being kicked off of his land. He's got mountain property up there. That mountain property could be sold and somebody could have their second or third home. But my point being that those are so eager to kick people off their land in San Luis are someday going to be getting kicked off of their land. They're going to be sitting there crying and saying, well, my family have had this land since before Columbus, and now we're being forced off. So
right, and anyone with a lot of money, they're not going to have a hard time getting firewood and the resources that they need to stay warm over the winter. For many years, poor people have come out because, they want to find a new way of life outside all the tension in the cities with unemployment and homelessness. I could definitely see the tables turned here.
And what do you do with homeless people? It doesn't, anywhere you go, when you have homeless or poor people, they're always being kicked off their land. I have seen a couple of the pages and whatnot where they tried to set up tent cities and they were all forced out. I'm not even saying that I'm 100% safe here in this town. This is a small town. I think the population, give or take, is 400 people. All it's going to take, and there's plenty of land available to do it, and as far as I know, there's still plenty of water. The first mansion that gets moved in here, our taxes are going to go up. Our taxes are going to go up to pay for their kids to go to fancy schools. Then they're going to want to have their own private airports, their own private golf courses.
And there are cycles to drought. We could also come out of a drought in Colorado, where there's more rainfall. That is going to drive up the value of the land itself. And I kind of think that's my hunch that we could see that.
Well, Colorado's always been a magnet. I mean, you got beautiful mountains out here. John Denver made it very popular when he sang his songs about how great and beautiful it was. And in the short years I've been out here, I came out here in 98. I remember Elbert County. I can remember Elbert County before there was a Walmart, before there was a Safeway. It used to be farms and fields, and I mean, there were antelope running around out there, even reports of people seeing black bear. Now, clear up into Kiowa, there are new homes going in. The farming is dying. And eventually, it's probably going to reach clear into the Kansas border, and it's just going to keep going. It's just going to be a sea of condominiums, houses, and it's not going to take people very long to figure out that this San Luis Valley is very beautiful. You add a little bit of water to this land, and you can take a piece of desert, you can turn it into something.
And with their PBS special, people have seen the beauty of San Luis recently thanks to that show.
Yeah, the more publicity, I'm not even sure if writing a book about it is such a good idea anymore, because my book might inspire some Hollywood movie star or idiot singer like Madonna and Tupac and all those idiots to come out here and start building their second, third homes out here.